As you can see, he's not having a bar of it today.
This is 15-hour shift up for tonight.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I just told them to go fuck themselves, but that's just me. Fucking, today we're doing law number 46, never appear to be too perfect.
He's fucking A. This is a good one for it. Is this where I show my dick?
So, the whole crew is sick as fuck. We are very, very, very far from perfect. Nothing's perfect, eh?
No. My piano is broken.
You're broken.
No, this is purely for your benefit. I'm actually perfect.
How's it going, Arkesh?
Good. I'm sick.
Everybody, this is Arkesh. He is our producer. He makes all of our amazing beats. He's just come back from an army camp. Hence why he's got the awesome haircut going on. And we are here to talk about the 46th law and the 48 laws of power.
Never appear so perfect.
So today, doing the law number 46 of the 48 laws of power. Never appear too perfect. And today we want to talk about how it kind of relates to us and people like us, and just how it's something to think about in preparation for the future if there is any success. Because the people that will surround you, who support you, can be susceptible to seeing you being too perfect and getting to a place where they feel like they can't relate to you anymore. So having your imperfections and flaws out in the open just makes people feel more comfortable around you in general, I think. And they never ever have a chance to attack you and bring you down when these flaws and imperfections are out in the open. A little bit like having your imperfections and flaws as a suit of armour, as Tyrion Lannister would say. Don't let people use it against you. Use it as what makes you different. I think you'll find when a successful person has their imperfections on display, it serves to help them a lot with relating to the common man. One of those people was Donald Trump.
Well, this is something you see politicians do quite often. If you look at Donald Trump's supporters and what they say they like about him when asked, very often they will talk about how he's a relatable person, he's got his fucking cars. Yeah, oh fuck. Yeah, something you see politicians do all the time is use small but relatively insignificant flaws to try and boost their popularity. So in the American presidential race, you would see that supporters of Donald Trump, when asked about why they liked him, they would often say that, you know, he was just a real relatable guy, speaks his mind, no bullshit, you know, not like the rest of the political class.
It helps to, yeah, they need to have that relatability, and that goes for not just politicians, obviously. Me and Rowan were talking a bit about what makes Drake so successful as opposed to other rappers. He puts his flaws on display, and something that Rowan said that I really liked was when you have a group of people with the same goal in mind, a lot of them will have similar positive traits, but it's the negative things that will make them stand out.
Yeah, like if you're trying to be the best rapper in the world, of course there's a bunch of other rappers trying to do the same thing. So in terms of what your natural strengths are, there's likely to be a lot of overlap there. So what can make you sort of stand out from the crowd and be unique is what are your faults, because most people are trying to hide their faults. So if you can put some faults on display, albeit relatively inconsequential ones, that's the thing you got to understand about the law. It's not telling you to look like you're a total fool or a complete scumbag. It's saying to show small but relatively meaningless faults to make yourself not seem perfect, but without actually diminishing your reputation.
So an example of appearing too perfect and how it can bring you down is Justin Bieber. Obviously when he first started, just a young kid with a whole lot of talent, being put in the limelight as a teen idol, as an example for younger girls and younger people. You know, after a while, I think it's just too much of a facade to keep up.
Well, what you saw happen with Justin Bieber is in his early days, he had this image of being this perfect, godly young teen, and it is a lot of pressure, and it makes him so easy to attack. When he doesn't show any faults, people are always going to be looking for something to bring him down. So as soon as he would have the slightest misstep, he would be hounded for it by the media, whereas if it was some rapper doing that, people wouldn't even bat an eye. But as soon as he did anything even vaguely controversial, he would just get hammered for it, and you could see the impact it had on the young man, because he ran into troubles with the law, kind of fell off for a while in terms of his popularity, and just things that someone who's that young with that much money shouldn't have to deal with if they play their cards right.
Yeah.
But what you've seen in recent times, after his image kind of changed and he was seen as a bit more badass, shall we say, he's turned himself into a little mini goon. He's started to enjoy a lot more success, and there's less to actually criticise him for, even though he's showing himself to be a much worse person, if you want to look at it that way, than in his early days.
Yeah.
But it's kind of harder to attack him because he's just like everyone else, and he's got faults that he owns. Like, what are you going to say to him? Like, oh, Justin, you've been out in the piss and getting high every night this week. It's like, no shit, motherfucker. I'm young and rich. It's what I do. Now that he's not trying to keep this good boy image,
Yeah.
he can live a lot more free, get a lot less criticism for it, and his music's doing as well as ever. So it's really working for him at the moment.
So to conclude this video on how to never appear too perfect, I would suggest to be vigilant of how people perceive you, and I guess just making sure that you're keeping everything down pat.
Well, let's be real. If you come across like you have no faults, everyone just thinks you're a dick. Because, well, to be honest, the only people who act like they have no faults probably are dicks, to be honest, because everyone does have faults, and if you're just hiding them all the time around everyone, then like you're just being fake and you're not relatable. Of course, there's a time and a place. Like, you don't want to be acting like a donkey when you're at work, for example, or if you're meeting an important client or something. But if in your social gatherings you try and act like you're perfect or have a holier than thou attitude, you just seem like a cock.
Like, love it, hate it, that's alright, cause whether you love it, hate it, that's better than feeling alright about it.